You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So I realized this week that since Guilds of Ravnica released, we've played every guild in Standard, the one supported in Guilds of Ravnica, that is, except for Dimir. So this week, we are fixing the lack of Dimir issue and playing some Dimir wins. Basically, an aggressive, but also taxing favorable wins deck that gets a ton of sweet Guilds of Ravnica cards, and I've always loved favorable wins decks. It's such a powerful anthem, and it's even more powerful considering that it naturally makes you play evasive creatures to take advantage of its power, which means not only are you pumping your team, but you're pumping a bunch of fliers, which lets you deal a ton of damage really quickly. So I'm excited for this one. Hopefully we can do some fun things. As you can see, 96 bucks in paper and five ticks on Magic Online. Budget Magic decks are absurdly cheap online at the moment. Like, just ridiculously cheap. So, yeah, really cheap if you want to give it a shot. Anyway, a quick reminder before we break down Dimir wins for Standard. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk some Dimir wins, starting with our namesake enchantment favorable win. So pretty simple. 2 mana gives all of our creatures with flying +1/+1, and it works really well in our deck because our deck is overloaded with cheap flying creatures. So we start off in the 1-drop slot with Favorable Winds Classic Siren Stormtamer, just a really powerful card, not only giving us a 1-mana flyer, but also countering stuff that could kill our other creatures, could go at our face, so a really good addition to the deck. Our new addition from Guilds of Ravnica in the 1-drop slot is Pilfering Imp, which is actually kinda strong, like similar to Siren Stormtamer. We want it because it's a 1/1 flyer. We can play it on turn 1, play Favorable Winds on turn 2, start hitting for 2 in the air right away, getting in that damage, but it also gives us this weird Thoughtseize on a stick. So if we're worried about a Niv Mizzet coming down, or a Teferi coming down, we can always spend a couple mana, sacrifice it, and get that card out of our opponent's hand. In the 2-drop slot, we start off with another Duress type effect. Kitesail Freebooter joins with our Pilfering Imp to give us a ton of ways to disrupt our opponent's hand. Really good against control. Night Veil Sprite gives us some card filtering with Surveil as we attack, and then Stormfleet Aerialist is just really big. Since we have so many cheap flyers, it's pretty easy for us to raid it, and then we're getting a 2/3 flyer for 2, which is a good deal, and if we have Favorable Winds, it's a 3/4, which is just a massive 2-mana flyer in the air. At the top end of our curve, we have 2 new Guilds of Ravnica cards. Thief of Sanity is probably the best card in this deck. Thief of Sanity is a card that can take over games of Standard all by itself if it sits on the battlefield for a couple of turns, because you're essentially drawing an extra card every turn, but you're drawing a really powerful card because you get to essentially anticipate off the top of your opponent's deck, get the best card of their top 3 cards, and it fixes your mana so we can cast it. So it's a very powerful card, and the nice thing about this deck is it's a really good Thief of Sanity deck because we have stuff like Siren Stormtamer to protect it from removal spells. We have Kitesail Freebooters to get things out of our opponent's hand that could kill Thief of Sanity. We have Favorable Winds to pump Thief of Sanity outside of the range of stuff like Shock. So we're not just kind of playing Thief of Sanity and hoping it survives. We got a lot of ways to ensure that it's going to be getting in those hits and taking over the game. And then at the top end of our curve, we have Night Veil Predator, which is just super annoying for opponents' decks to deal with. The combination of Flying Death Touch and Hexproof means once we get on the battlefield, it's really hard for our opponent to kill, and it works like a kind of super removal spell. A card like Carnage Tyrant would be really difficult for our deck to beat if it wasn't for Night Veil Predator just sitting out there, blocking with Death Touch, killing the big obnoxious creature, and it gets in a lot of damage in the air, like especially with Favorable Winds when it's a 4/4 flyer for 4, that's a pretty good deal, especially since we don't have to worry about removal spells. As far as our non-creatures, we have Charticores, which just digs through our deck. We have a lot of evasive attackers, so it's pretty easy to have this be a draw 2 for 2 mana, which is a great great deal. For removal, cast down for the early game, blink of an eye, kind of just value slash tempo, and then a couple of counter spells, one spell pierce, a couple of lookouts dispersals. We're not a pirate deck, but it just so happens that a lot of the good flyers, Kai'Sail Freebooter for example, some of our other stuff, Siren Stormtamer, happen to be pirates, so there's a pretty reasonable chance that we can cast it for 2 mana and have like a super mana leak, and even if we have to cast it for full price, it's still a fine counter spell even at 3 mana. In the mana base, a bunch of dual lands, only 3 Watery Graves for budget purposes. If you have a 4th Watery Grave, just cut a Submerged Boneyard, play the Watery Grave. The deck does improve slightly if you can cut the tap lands. A bunch of basic lands. In the sideboard, we have Moment of Craving and Price of Fame to kind of customize our removal suite. Negates, Lookouts, Dispersals for more counters. Duress to further attack our opponent's hand. That gives us essentially 12 Duresses slash Thought Seizes with Pilfering Imp and Kitesail Freebooter post board. So we can really tear apart our opponent's hand. And then Argo's Bloodfast for some card advantage against control decks, and that is Dimir wins for Standard, and that's our budget Magic deck for this week. So I hope this deck is fun. I really like playing favorable wins decks. I just always enjoy them in Modern, in Standard, and we get a lot of cool cards from Guilds of Ravnica that we haven't played with it before. Thief of Sanity, Night Veil Predator, Pilfering Imp. So there's a lot of new additions. I think we played Mono Blue wins way back right after Ixalan released, actually, so more than a year ago now. But this deck is considerably different with the new edition, so I'm excited to see how it works. Anyway, let's get to the gameplay, see if we can win some games with Dimir wins in Guilds of Ravnica Standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some blue-black favorable wins in Standard, and this hand's fine. We're working towards the Night Veil Predators. The question is, do we play this tap land on 1, or do we Storm Tamer? Storm Tamer is better if we draw. I think we just Storm Tamer. Our best start here is if we just Storm Tamer and then draw a land. If we don't draw land, Storm Tamer is not that much different than Night Veil Sprite, honestly, as far as attacking. So if we have to take next turn off to just play a tap land, we still have a 1/1. We're still getting in damage. But we'd like to just draw land, chart a course, and get to these Night Veil Predators on time. Memorial to Folly. Well, this is a matchup where Night Veil Predators seems super important. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. Play a Submerged Boneyard. Pass the turn. Yeah, Predators are a way to take down big ol' Carnage Tyrants and the like. Opponent passes. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent for 1. And now I think we definitely need to chart a course to find a land, hopefully. Alright, Watery Grave. Untapped. Storm Tamer Part 2. Pass the turn. Our other big advantage against Golgari is they kind of struggle with flyers. Opponent. Like, Golgari does not offer a lot of ways to deal with flying creatures. Goes exploring. Definitely glad that was not a Wild Growth Walker. That is a somewhat problematic card. Opponent. Passing. Ooh, alright. And we draw land. Well, let's go attacking. Hit our opponent for 2. Down to 16. Play a swamp. Play Night Veil Sprite. And just pass. Leave up Lookouts Dispersal. Alright, opponent finds a land, but it's a swamp, so they still can't Jade Light Ranger. Maybe we should have just chart a course. I'm not sure what we'd actually counter. Maybe a Wild Growth Walker, but we should probably try to save our counter for like a Fine Finality. Ooh, Wild Growth Walker. Alright. Well, we're going to try to go on the tempo plan. We're going to kill the Wild Growth Walker. Fine Finality is a concern. That is definitely a concern. Opponent gets in for 2. But Fine Finality is still 3 mana away, so we just got to get in damage fast, or find another counter. Another Storm Tamer. Well, go to combat, attack with everything. Hit our opponent for 3. Surveil. Yeah, let's mill Night Veil Predator. Hit our opponent. Chart a course. Play a land. Storm Tamer Part Million. Pass the turn. Well, we got the storm tamed. Opponent finds a land. Definitely still a little concerned about Find Finality. Opponent. Ugh. Well, little concerned about more Wild Growth Walkers. We haven't found a removal spell. Opponent gets it. We take it. So removal spell, counter spell. Those are the main things we need here. Opponent passes. Wow. That is a lot of Night Veil Predators. Go attacking. Surveil. Ooh. Freebooter. Huh. Alright, we will keep Freebooter. That is a way we can get rid of a Find Finality. And then I guess we can just use our Night Veil Predatortron as removal for this Wild Growth Walker. Worst case, it stops the offense. The life gain is potentially a problem, but... So run out Predator, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. There's the land, and it's a green land for Jade Light. Oh, that life gain's not ideal. Well, hopefully this Freebooter is enough to protect us from a sweeper. Wild Growth Walker does survive a sweeper, and it does kill literally all of our stuff. Opponent. Ooh, Vivian Reed. Okay. Now that's actually pretty fine. That does not gain life, and we are going to be able to kill it. See what our opponent does with it. Wow, ticks down. Well, I mean, we'll cash in a Storm Tamer. We have many Storm Tamers. This does make it easier to kill the Vivian Reed, too. Opponent. No attacks. We draw the Freebooter. Well, go to combat. Attack Vivian. Attack Vivian. Attack our opponent. Wait. Yeah. Attack Vivian. Attack Vivian. Attack our opponent. Attack our opponent. Surveil. We will keep Cast Down. That's an answer to Wild Growth Walker. So Vivian down. Opponent also down to 5. Freeboot. Please not 2 Find Finalities. Oh, no Find Finalities. Okay. Well, take the Cast Down and 1. So opponent plays Doom Whisper. We win. Yeah. All right. Pass the turn. I think we just win. Our opponent plays Doom Whisper. We draw the Cast Down and kill our opponent. Opponent plays a land. I mean, I guess, okay, they top deck a land. So their hand is Carnage Time or Doom Whisper, and I think we got there. Opponent, yeah, gonna Doom Whisper. No other option. And opponent scoops it up, and that went pretty well. That went pretty well for our deck, I will admit. Okay. Well, Night Veil Predator is our way to deal with those annoying things. Let's bring in the Lookout's Dispersal. Go down Spell Pierce. Go up Price of Fame. Go down Stormfleet Aerialist. And then maybe go down like Pilfering Imp for Bloodfast. Do we want to negate? Let's go down to Pilfering Imp for negate as well. And, yeah, let's try it like that. I mean, that's kind of our recipe for winning. Get off to a fast start. Draw Night Veil Predators, a bit of removal, a bit of disruption, and hopefully, man, maybe cutting Imp is bad. Imp is like a Thoughtseize that gets rid of the stuff that we're worried about. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, we drew an Imp anyway, and a negate. I actually really like this hand. This hand's solid. We will keep. All we're really missing is like a removal spell and our opponent's doing some mulliganing. That's all we're really missing is a way to kill an early Wild Growth Walker so it doesn't gain an ungodly amount of life. Forest. Opponent passing. Ooh, Thief of Sanity is so sweet. Well, play Pilfering Imp. We could just fire this off on turn 2 if we wanted to. Maybe Pilfering Imp is a bit underrated. I mean, it's a slow Thoughtseize, but it is a Thoughtseize, and it does work with favorable wins. Swamp for our opponent. If they play Wild Growth Walker, then we're almost assuredly going to sack this Pilfering Imp to try to get a Explorer creature. Buy us some time. All right, it's just a Branch Walker, so that's fine. We'll let it go. Branch Walker, Explorers. We don't need to start leaving up Negate yet. We want to leave up Negate for basically 5 and 6 mana plays. Those are our main concerns. And I guess it makes sense to wait on Pilfering Imp for that reason too. Opponent. Duress. Duress is not that good against us. I mean, it does get our negate, but it's not that great. Opponent keeps it. That's a kind of a surprise. Opponent passes. We draw. Freebooter. Well, play the land. Play Freebooter. I think this is the highest upside. Freeboot. Clear the way for Thief of Sanity and then just go to town. Whew. Assassin's Trophy and lands. This means that our opponent's got a top deck next turn, or they're getting hit by Thief of Sanity. And it does not take many Thief of Sanity hits to just put away a game. Opponent. Yeah. Alright. Duress us. Take our negate. That's fine. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Duress. Sure. And now our opponent knows. They know that they are in some really rough shape. Thief of Sanity is one of the best cards in Standard if it sticks on the battlefield. I mean, of course, our opponent could just top deck Chupacabra, Assassin's Trophy, cast down. But if they don't top deck, this closes out the game really quick. And we also will have a Storm Tamer for additional protection the next turn. Now, Watery Grave, untapped. So our opponent basically needs to top deck removal this very turn. Play Thief of Sanity. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Down to 17. And alright. If our opponent draws a removal spell, they get to keep playing. If they don't, Thief of Sanity, we get one of the runaway games. Opponent, untaps. Forest. Top deck was... Oh, not removal. Chupacabra. Oh. Aww. Vraska's Contempt. Alright. Well, the game continues, unfortunately. Ugh. Yeah, opponent gets in. That is a bit disappointing. Oh, they had to top deck at that exact turn. Well, play Night Veil Sprite. Play Siren Storm Tamer. Play Submerge Boatyard. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Yikes, I thought we had it. I thought we had to just run away with the game. Thief of Sanity, but good top deck. Opponent. Duress. That's not as good of a top deck. Slightly worse with just a freebooter. We have our own Duress, but it can't be Duressed. Combo. Anti-Duress combo. Opponent. Yeah. Gets in. I mean, we're going to keep taking it for now. If we find a favorable wins, we suddenly have a really fast clock, like a 2-turn clock. Swamp. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. Surveil. We will keep the cast down. Hit our opponent. Play the swamp. Pass the turn. Gonna hold on to the freebooter. The freebooter... our opponent doesn't have enough mana to play like a Vivian, a Vraska, a Fine Finality. So it makes sense to hold on to it if we can. Opponent gets in. We want to cast it on a turn like this where opponent keeps a card in hand. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Drowned Catacombs, Graveyard. We have plenty of lands. Down to 9. Play Freebooter. Carnage Tyrant. Okay. Well, that is 2 lands away. Yup. And we win in 2 turns. So Carnage Tyrant shouldn't be an issue. Opponent draws a land. Well, alright. Kill Branchwalker. Opponent. Oh, can we get the win before Carnage Tyrant? Watery Grave. That would have been the best turn to draw favorable wins. We would have just immediately won. Ugh. Alright, I guess we'll keep it. I don't know if we actually need it here, but we'll pass. Fine Finality can't wreck us. I guess our opponent needs to top deck like a sideboard Ritual of Set. It's a land, it's a Carnage Tyrant, and that's a game. Taking down the best deck in Standard. Budget Dimir wins. Alright. That went pretty well. And that was with the disappointment of our Thief of Sanity getting blown up when we had pretty much cleaned our opponent's hand. Well, we'll take it. Sweet. Alright. Budget Magic time. We are playing some blue-black favorable wins, and that sounds fine-ish. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I do like Freebooter. Let's Island and Storm Tamer. So we could be up against Control. We could be up against Mono Blue Tempo. So Storm Tamer go. Opponent Ops. I mean, it could also be Drake's. That's another possibility. Island. All right. Looking more like Mono Blue here. Opponent passes. Well, let's Drown Catacomb and Freeboot. Resolves. It's good to do this, yeah, pre-combat because of Trickster. We wanted to get a peek at our opponent's hand before we... I don't think this works the way our opponent's hoping. The trigger's already on the stack. Alright, so we will take Chart a Course. And we learned that our opponent has no counters, which is good. Trickster, Storm Tamer, and not much else. Which might mean we get to go off with Thief of Sanity. That's our hope. Opponent, Island. And gets in with Trickster, sure. Down to 18. Storm Tamer. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Let's just pass. Playground Catacombs. Play Thief of Sanity. Hopefully our opponent did not top deck. All right, no counter. Pass the turn. Well, that's where we want to be. If we untap here... Yep, there's the Trickster. So our opponent's running their stuff out. They have a land and one unknown. In theory, we get to start getting in with Thief of Sanity. And in theory, Thief of Sanity pulls us ahead in this game pretty quickly. Opponent. Tempest Djinn would also be obnoxious, I guess. Land, we knew about that. Storm Tamer, okay. Opponent gets in. Well, we'll take our beats. Down to 14. Opponent passes. Nightveil Predator. What do we do? Let's play an island. I think we want to wait on this Thief of Sanity. Let's go to combat. Get in with Storm Tamer. Opponent takes it. And, yeah, run out of Predator. Hope for no counter. Resolves. Well, Predator gums up the board pretty well. Our opponent suddenly cannot attack. And now we want to find a removal spell to start getting in with Thief of Sanity. There's a land. Opponent. No attacks. Ooh. Alright, well, we will cast down a Storm Tamer. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Jump blocks. Does not want to get hit by that thief. Well, we'll play a Swamp. Chart a Course. And, yeah, let's just pass. I mean, the coast is hypothetically clear for the Thief of Sanity takeover with Siren Storm Tamer protection. Opponent gets in. We'll take it. Come on. No big flyer. Down to 10. Storm Tamer. All right. Chump block mode. Opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Get in with Thief of Sanity. Opponent really does not want to get hit by this Thief of Sanity. Play Pilfering Imp. Play Submerge Boneyard. Pass the turn. We can start Thought Seizing as well, which is not bad. An opponent scoops it up. They can't stop the thief. They know it's coming. They can't stop it. All right. That was pretty good. That was a good performance for our deck. Thankfully, we didn't get run over instantly by Curious Obsession. We will take it, though. That's not bad. All right. Against this deck, Moment of Craving's very good. Spell Pierce is good. Blinkfin Eye's fine. What's not good? Freebooter's actually very good. Maybe we go down like Aerialist, Sprite. I really want Duresses. Or just counters. We can bring in another Lookout's Dispersal. How can we fit Duresses? Let's go down. Maybe we just go like one Storm Tamer, one Pilfering Imp, and go up 2 Duress. Chart a Course good. Favorable wins. Namesake card. Removal. Yeah, let's try it like that. We are on the draw, and there is the ever-present danger of just getting run over by Curious Obsession. Ooh, all right. This hand's only got 2 lands, but it does have 2 Duresses, which is great. Great. That greatly reduces our odds of just getting janked out by Curious Obsession. Opponent. Yup. Goes to 6. So we get to Duress on 1, into Freebooter on 2, into Counterspell on 3. I guess we need blue mana. We do have only black mana. All right. Well, let's Duress. I'll take a Curious Obsession. We do not. Opponent has no creatures, but they have lots of Curious Obsessions. Come on, blue mana. Opponent finds a Storm Tamer and runs out Curious Obsession. That's not good. Opponent trying to avoid the duress. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess we take Charted Course. Got him. Got him. We got him. Opponent draws a card. We do still need to draw blue mana. Wow! Shape Scoop! Shape Scoop! Shape Scoop! And we will take it. That was the shamiest of shame scoops if I've ever seen one. So hey, all right. Budget magic time. We are playing some Dimir wins, Dimir favorable wins, and sounds pretty good. We got a bunch of cheap flyers. We got a Charted Course. No favorable wins. I feel like we have not done a great job of drawing favorable wins, which it speeds up our clock so much. The janky 1/1 flyer beatdown, so slow, so slow. Opponent passing. We draw Watery Grave. Well, I think we just Watery Grave, untapped. Get in with Storm Tamer. Charted Course. Pass the turn. Lookhouse Dispersal is good. That is a card that we wanted to draw. Opponent. Clifftop. And Treasure Map. Ooh, okay. So opponent's playing kind of a Boros Control. Blink of an eye. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. 1-2. They could have History of Benalia. Alright, let's just freeboot. Teferi, Ionize, Opt. Teferi. So it's Jeskai Control. So Expansion Explosion's pretty bad. Ionize, I think we can work through. Actually, maybe we just take Ionize. Yeah, take Ionize. Watery Grave, untapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. No Upkeep Scry. Oh, this hand. Sulfur Falls. So that was our opponent's draw for the turn. So their hand is Expansion Explosion, Island, Teferi, Opt. Alright. Opponent passing. We draw a Swamp. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 16. Let's... I want to get down Night Veil Sprite, but we probably need to leave up a counter. Alright, let's just play Swamp. Play Night Veil Sprite. Opponent scries. To the bottom. Alright. And Ops. To the bottom. Alright, so we get a Sprite. Start generating some card advantage. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Island. Deafening Clarion. Well, okay. We need to dispersal that. We can't get our board wrathed here. This does open up a door for Teferi, unfortunately. Night Veil Predator. Well, go to combat. Attack. Thief of Sanity. To the top. Well, I mean, I think we have to just Night Veil Predator. Play Night Veil Predator. Play Submerge Boneyard. Hope our opponent does not find sweeper number 2. This means that we get to kill Teferi if our opponent plays it. Scries to the bottom. Untaps. Flips. To the bottom. Opponent. Land. Teferi. Okay. Draws with Teferi. Opponent. Passes. Untaps. We draw Thief of Sanity. We play Storm Tamer. Go to combat. Attack Teferi. Attack Teferi. Attack Teferi. Attack our opponent. Surveil. I think we got a mill Pilfering Imp. It's too slow here. Teferi down. Oh, we gotta dodge sweepers. That is our main concern here. Pass the turn. We got Expansion Explosion covered, but if our opponent can find like a Cleansing Nova or a Deafening Clarion, then life is pretty bad. Teferi, okay. Well, that's just a redraw and then we kill it, presumably. Teferi draws, untaps. I guess this is soaking up a lot of damage we'd like to be sending at our opponent. I'll go to combat. Teferi, Teferi, Teferi. Opponent, opponent. Surveil. Well, that is a favorable wins. That is a way we could just steal this game. Teferi down. Freeboot. Resolves. Syncopate 2 Expansion Explosions. Okay. We take Syncopate. Oh, let's... Oh, they have Treasure Map untapped. Alright. Pass the turn. All right. No sweeper. No sweeper, 1 turn. No sweeper for 1 turn. Opponent's exit treasure draws. We have the wind set up for next turn with his favorable winds. We need to dodge a sweeper. Cleansing Nova, Deafening Clarion. Those are the 2 things we really need to dodge. Opponent. Land. Expansion Explosion. Well, we will counter it. Game? Is this game? Opponent passes. Favorable wins. Play it. Combat. Attack. And opponent scoops it up? We got there through 2 Teferis. 2 Teferis! Could not stop the favorable wins. All right. Well, that's good news, and the news gets even better because our sideboard has a lot of stuff for control. Arguably our sideboard has too much stuff for control. As strange as that sounds. We have Dresses, Bloodfasts, Negates, and Lookout Dispersals. That's 11 cards we can bring in against control. What we go down is the big question. We can go down Aerialist. We can go down Night Veil Sprite. We can go down Blink of an Eye. Maybe we gotta cut a couple favorable wins? Favorable wins, 1 copy does not actually save us from anything. Let's go down 2 favorable wins and 2 cast downs. Do we just lose if our opponent plays a big creature? Yes. If they're sideboarding in Liar or something, we're gonna get janked out. Huh. Cast down can't kill it anyway. Price of Fame might be more important. Alright, maybe we gotta go down like Pilfering Imp, Predator. Man, we're getting so light on creatures. I think we go down a couple Predators. Leave Pilfering Imp. Let's go 1 favorable wins. I think we just have too much in the sideboard for this matchup. Let's go 1 Price of Fame and 3 Negates. Now we're like a fairy style deck. We're like modern fairies. Just trying to annoy the heck out of our opponent. Well, okay. We will keep this mostly because Chart of Course is very good. Assuming we can resolve it. Opponent. Steam Vents. Tapped. Opponent passes. Well, there's our Price of Fame. So, not going to get janked out by a random creature. Storm Tamer, go. Opponent. Clifftop Retreat. And passes. Watery Grave. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. Let's just Island and Chart of Course. Opponent's got the Spell Pierce. Alright, pass the turn. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We did want to draw those cards. Opponent, Island. And, oh, Enigma Drake. Okay. Sneaky sideboard. And we took out a lot of our removal. Basically all of it. Storm Tamer. Submerge Boneyard. Go. Well, we'll see. We might have over sideboarded if our opponent's actually a Drake deck and not just a creature-free control deck. Steam Vents. Opponent. No attacks. I'll play a Swamp. I guess we just pass. Teferi here would be not good for us. Opponent. Land. Well, okay. Price of Fame. Opponent opts to the top. And Expansion Explosion. Okay. Kills a Storm Tamer. Surveils. Well, good thing we get to mill these 2 lands. Those lands are not helpful. Opponent passes. Please not another land. Favorable wins. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Chart of Course. Let's play an Island. Duress our opponent. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Well, we are not where we need to be. Niv incoming, and we used our removal spell. Alright, and I think that just does it. Opponent passes. Niv. Niv has been a thorn in our side. Lookouts Dispersal. Okay. Yeah, we will scoop it up. Alright, so, we might have over sideboarded. I was thinking our opponent was playing, like, essentially creature-free control, but it seems like our opponent's actually playing a fairly creature-heavy deck. So we definitely want our second Price of Fame, and we might even have to bring back in, I guess, like Blink of an Eye and Cast Down? And maybe we need more favorable wins to be like aggro. Maybe that's our best. Now that we've seen all these creatures, maybe we're just like trying to be the aggro and not out controlling our opponent. Because I feel like the out controlling the Niv Mizzet deck is not, that does not seem like a realistic plan. So we probably just need to stick creatures, stick favorable wins, and try to win that way. With a bit of tempo, with duresses, we'll leave it in a negate. Bloodfast, I don't think we can win the long game, period. End of story. All right, no Bloodfast. We got to try to win, like, on the tempo plan and win fairly quick. Ugh. All right, got to ship the one lander. Oh, dear. Well, not good. Not good at all. Going to 5. Island to the bottom. All right. Well, this got significantly harder. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, 5 cards on the play against the Niv deck, which is already a tough matchup. That's not the dream scenario by any stretch. I'll play a Swamp, play Freebooter, Teferi, Legion War Boss, Expansion Explosion. I'll take Teferi. The only good news is our opponent's hand's not great. Pass the turn. Opponent's hand is a bunch of lands, Expansion Explosion, Legion War Boss. Opponent, tapping, untapping, passes, maybe. Opponent passes. Well, Watery Grave, untapped. Go to combat, attack. Hit our opponent. Seal away. Okay. Well, counter it. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent. Sulfur Falls. Counter War Boss. This is all we could do. We've burnt through almost all of our resources, though. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. You can do it. You can do it. Something. Something, something. All right. Well, Freebooter. Part 2. I mean, our opponent's got all lands. Unfortunately, our clock is slow, so our opponent has plenty of time to draw stuff. Well, pass the turn. For being a 5-card hand, we're putting up a fight. Although, 1 removal spell and the House of Cards crumbles. All right, opponent draws a land. Come on, give us some counters. Give us some counters. Or a way to speed up our clock. Island. Now play the island, go attacking. All right, we also draw a land. Oh, our opponent has so many devastating draws. Down to 15. We're asking a lot to fade this amount of draws. Opponent. Glacial Fortress. And the draw, yup. Okay. Yeah, that pretty much does it. When you start out 5 cards, you're pretty much hoping to get lucky. And we put up a good fight, but now it's just pretty over. Chart of course, discard a Swamp. Duress our opponent. Okay. I mean, sure, you can take our Spell Pierce. All right. Opponent's back to having just 2 lands. They just have so many... At this point in the game, they just have so many bigger, badder top decks is the problem. Opponent passes. Ugh, land. Yup. Opponent. Land. Uh-oh. Treasure map. Even just treasure map's really bad for us. Alright, land go. Opponent. Treasure maps. To the top. Untaps. Enigma Drake. Ugh. Ugh. I think the dream has died. 5 cards just... Yeah. 5 cards, not enough. We put up a fight. We had a chance. If we drew a way to speed up our clock, and our opponent didn't draw the sweeper, but... It's asking a lot for a deck that's just full of cantrips and card filtering to whiff for like 8 turns. And that's basically where we were at. Oh dear. Is it scoop time? If this is okay, it's a Niv. Yep. All right. Well, we fought the good fight, and we got to see the power of our deck. Unfortunately, in Game 3 there, like, we have so many cards in the sideboard that I actually think it's not a horrible matchup outside of Niv being really good against us. But we didn't really get to see a very fair fight in Game number 3 because we had the mulligan to 5, so, yeah. All right. Well, can't win them all. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some blue-black favorable wins in Standard. And, I mean, we'll keep this. Our budget duel is a little clunky, but this hand's fine. We got a decent curve. We got a Thief of Sanity. Submerge Boneyard. You. Opponent. Mountain. And passes. Well, play the Swamp. And let's just freeboot. Rekindling Phoenix, Direfleet, Daredevil. Alright. That Rekindling Phoenix is going to get annoying eventually. Mountain for our opponent. And passes. Well, let's get in with our Kite Sail Freebooter. And we're going to go with the high upside play. We're just going to run out Thief of Sanity. Our opponent had no removal last turn. If they don't draw removal, we get in a hit, which is very strong. Runaway Steamkin. Okay. So we are going to get in a Thief of Sanity hit. Go to combat. Attack. Steal something. Ooh. How about Lightning Strike? Seems reasonable. And let's just Lightning Strike Steamkin. Play Storm Tamer. Play Boneyard. Pass the turn. Mountain. And there's Rekindling Phoenix. Well, we're going to have to go on the tempo line here. Freebooter. Huh. So let's Blink of an Eye Phoenix. Go to combat. Attack. Take a Experimental Frenzy actually seems pretty interesting. Take a Frenzy. Chart a course. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent's also down to 12. Opponent, Mountain. Daredevil. For Blink of an Eye. Blink of an Eye on Spectre. Sure. I'll go to combat. Attack, attack. Replay Thief of Sanity. And yeah, let's just pass. Opponent, untaps. Mountain. Gonna get in. 4-2. Yup. Down to 18. Steamkin. And there's the Phoenix. Well, yeah, let's cast down Phoenix. Untap. And opponent scoops it up? Whoo, we got there. The tempo plan worked. Well, that went pretty well. Now we get to bring in 2 Moment of Cravings. And, bring in 2 Moment of Cravings. Probably got to go down a couple Pilfering Imps because of Chain Whirler being really good against them. And maybe like Lookout's Dispersal and Price of let's just go down Pilfering Imps altogether. Go up another Lookout's Dispersal. Go up the Price of Flame. Flame. Try it like that. That went pretty well. And we didn't even have a favorable winds to speed up the process. Ugh, 1 land. Yeah, we're going to mulligan this one. Alright. This is not a great hand by any stretch, but it's functional. Watery Grave to the bottom. Mountain. We would like some cheap removal, probably. Island, you. Opponent. Mountain. Treasure Map, interesting. Well, play Drowned Catacombs. Play... Yeah, let's play Night Veil Sprite. Pass the turn. Mountain. Main phase Scry. Interesting. To the bottom. Well, there's cheap removal. Play Drowned Catacombs. Get in with Night Veil Sprite. Spell Pierce. Graveyard. Hit our opponent for 1. Run out. Freebooter. Well, take the Frenzy. So now we really want a favorable wins. If our opponent can get to the point where they play 2 Chain Whirlers in 1 turn, that's pretty bad. On the other hand, if they just run out a Chain Whirler here, that's pretty fine. We would actually love them to just cast a Chain Whirler. Then we don't have to worry about Treasure Map Flip, double Chain Whirler, Wrath our board. Which we don't actually have an answer for at the moment. Opponent. Come on, little fliers. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. Changing of the minds. Opponent decides to just pass. I'll go to combat. Attack, attack. Surveil. Okay, favorable wids. We are going to keep it. For the long term, that's pretty important. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent treasure maps. To the bottom. Untaps. Treasure map. Flips. Okay. Oh, they found a land. So they can double Chain Whirler if they give up all their treasure. Opponent. Oh, please don't. Please don't. Wow, there it is. Yeah, this is what we were worried about. Well, kill a Chain Whirler. We lose our board. We untap. We play Freebooter. We take the Frenzy. 2 Phoenixes is not great, though. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in with Chain Whirler. Yup. Down to 15. There's Phoenix. Opponent passes. We draw land. Let's... none of this is good. So slow. Let's run out Night Veil Predator. That double Chain Whirler was pretty brutal. Pass the turn. Opponent gonna go attacking. Hit us for a ton. Yup. And there's another Phoenix on the way. Yeah, this hand was... That was a pretty insane hand. Down to 8. Opponent. Phoenix. Part million. I'll play Favorable Winds. Play Favorable Winds. This sort of gives us a shot in a weird way to just stonewall everything. But we're super dead to removal. And these Phoenixes are going to keep coming back. Opponent finds removal. And yeah, that does it. Oh, that's a good draw. Alright. Yep. Alright. Alright. Well, that double Chain Whirler was pretty... That was pretty brutal. The treasure flip double Chain Whirler. Do we want to change anything else? Maybe Moment of Craving isn't good enough. We didn't see many cheap red things. Let's go up one more Price of Fame, even though it's expensive. And try it like that. Alright, deck. Be good to us on the play. Well, okay, we got Favorable Winds. So our stuff's going to get big. That's good. Island and Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. Opponent. Mountain. And passes. I'll play a Swamp. Get in with Storm Tamer. Run out Freebooter. Alright, take Lava Coil. Pass the turn. Come on, no more Lava Coils. Drawing a blue source here would be pretty good. We need to get down Favorable Winds. But we also want to leave up some amount of protection if we can. Not sure where our opponent is. Maybe we scared him away with this Freebooter. They've had enough. They're done and over. I'm not sure if they're coming back. And opponent, they're done. Well, that was not the way we wanted to win, but we'll take it. I think we were in decent shape after seeing our opponent's hand, and maybe that's what our opponent concluded when they scurried away in fear of our Favorable Winds. All right, sweet. Well, win's a win. A win's a win and win. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Dimir Winds, and hopefully we're up against control. we have the mono control hand here. Every single one of our cards is way better against a control deck than it is against a aggro deck. It looks like control or Drakes, one or the other. Hopefully it's... I think for the first time ever... Oh, dragons? I don't know how this goes. Well, how do we want to do this? Let's get in with Siren Storm Tamer, hit our opponent. Play Watery Grave, tapped. Pass the turn. I think we're going to wait on Freebooter until we can protect it with Storm Tamer. This also lets us counter a Sarkhan or a Dragon's Horde, if this is that kind of Grixis deck. Alright, opponent passes. I'll play a Swamp. Get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. Play a Freebooter. Is this a counter? Alright, well, let's Spell Pierce. Freebooter resolves. Oh boy. Oh dear God. We will take the Cast Down. That's a lot of big dragons. So our opponent can play a Nicol Bolas. And they're going to play a Niv Mizzet. And we do not have very good answers for either. Well, get rid of Freebooter. Play a Swamp. I mean, I guess we can run out a Predator, which can block a Nicol Bolas, but this is not a good scenario, especially if our opponent just keeps drawing lands. That's a land. So opponent has Negate and a Niv. Well, I think we gotta attack. I don't think we win by sitting back here. Get in with Night Veil Predator. Play Night Veil Sprite. Play Submerge Boneyard, and hope like crazy our opponent does not draw land for Niv Mizzet. Land for Niv Mizzet. Yeah, I think this just went hilariously bad, and we're dead. Yup, Niv Mizzet. Do we even have outs that we can draw? Chart, of course. Well, get in with Night Veil Predator. But if we cast spells, this is not good. Chart, of course. I don't think there's a way out here. Opponent can kill Storm Tamer. Yeah. There's our Lookout's Dispersal. All right. Yeah, we're dead. Our opponent's flyers are bigger than ours, I will admit. Well, we get 2 Price of Flames. That's our probably best answer to what our opponent's doing. We also have a decent amount of discard, which is good. Cast Down, I think we're going to take out. It doesn't hit enough. So we have Price of Fame, Blink of an Eye as ways to potentially get rid of our opponent's creatures. Duresses could be reasonable. Although Duresses don't really stop. Like, Bloodfast seems good, and Duresses seem good. Although it's still not a great way to stop we don't want a Moment of Craving. I guess we go down Stormfleet Aerialist. Go down... Maybe we go 2 Duresses, cut a Night Veil Sprite, and cut 1 Storm Tamer? Alright, we'll try it. This might actually be a hard matchup. Niv Mizzet that is a brutal card. Alright, well, we got a favorable wins, which is nice. Island, Goo. And Blink of an Eye is a way we can deal with a thing temporarily. Tap land for our opponent. Well, play Drowned Catacombs, play Freebooter. Opponent's got a bit of everything. Eldest Reborn, Golden Demise. So Golden Demise is bad. Oh, they have the Niv and the Nicole Bolas. Interesting. I think we just got to take Syncopate. So our opponent can Discovery Dispersal. Yeah, alright, pass the turn. Taking Syncopate lets us theoretically get down favorable wins next turn. Opponent, land. Thought Eraser. Ew, okay. That's not great. We really wanted this favorable wins to get out of the range of Golden Demise. That was our plan for just blanking Golden Demise. Maybe they take a counter or something. They are pinched on land, so they might feel like they have to take Lookout's Dispersal so they can find lands. They take the wins. Mill and Eldest Reborn. Alright. Opponent passes. We draw. Price of Fame. Well, get in with Freebooter. And I guess this is all we can really do. Slow clock. Opponent. I mean, if they Discovery Dispersal, we are going to counter. Lookout's Dispersal. They drew a land anyway. Alright. Oh boy. Well, get in. Hit our opponent. Yikes. This is not working out the way we imagined, unfortunately. Opponent draws another land. Oh, that's some good land drawing. Well, kill Nicole Bolas. Graveyard. Oh, we're pretty much dead. Graveyard. Yeah, we just are not hitting lands here. Discard a Night Veil Predator. And even if we draw land, our stuff... Alright, so we Duress. Take Eldest Reborn. Get in with Freebooter for 1. About it. Oh my goodness. It is a little slightly annoying that they drew a land every turn. After being slightly mana screwed, they just went land all the way up the curve. Well, we draw land. But we can't really cast anything because our opponent has Syncopate now. Opponent untaps. Alright, well, at least it's a swamp, so they can't cast Niv Mizzet. We will Chart a Course. Discard a Night Veil Predator. Play Pilfering Imp. Opponent might have to counter this. Yeah, opponent counters. I still think we were in pretty bad shape, though. It is fortunate our opponent's playing swamps in their Niv Mizzet deck, or else we would just be dead already. Also unfortunate that they had 2 lands and they drew lands. They drew lands 5 turns in a row when they had kept a 2-land opener. Alright, well... That's a Niv Mizzet, and I guess we could draw Price of Fame this exact turn. Swamp. I'll play a Swamp. Play Thief of Sanity. I mean, I assume it's just over, though. Pass the turn. Opponent draws, pings. We need our opponent to draw land number 7 in a row now, and not a spell. Opponent, no attacks. Well, I mean, bounce Niv Mizzet. Opponent gets to draw, and ping. Yep, ping, bounce. Attack. Oh, we need something really good here. Really good. Well, I guess it's our own Niv Mizzet? And then a Chart, of course. Play a land. I mean, least we have a Niv Mizzet 2? I don't know if that's going to swing this match, but it is something. We could still draw Price of Fame. That's still our best draw. There's a Niv and a Watery Grave. Opponent passes. I'll play the land, and yeah, I mean, let's do it. The battle's on. Niv Mizzet, pass the turn. No attacks. Niv versus Niv. Opponent draws and pings. Okay, they drew something, so they're going to kill our Thief of Sanity now. Yup. Oh, they drew Vraska's Contempt. Oh, lordy. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Yeah, well, it looks like our Niv is not going to be enough. Pilfering Imp, a bit late to the party. Opponent gets to draw, sweep our board. Well, we tried. Niv Mizzet is... Oh, that is quite a magic card. That is quite a magic card, unfortunately. Yeah, Thief of Sanity down. Land for our opponent. Gets in with Niv. We draw. Nothing. Well, I mean, play Bloodfast. Draw with Bloodfast. Play a Swamp. Draw with Bloodfast. I think it's just over, though. Yep. Stuff that dies to Niv, and we will scoop it up. Well, we fought the good fight, but boy, oh boy, that feels like a tough matchup. Niv Mizzet. Oh, Niv Mizzet's rough. Niv Mizzet's rough. So what do we learn this week about Dimir wins in Standard? And we had kind of a weird set of matches. Technically, we finished 3-2. We had a couple of shame scoops along the way, which kind of benefited us. But really, if you break down our matchups, we really struggled with one specific card, and that card was Niv Mizzet. Oh man, both of our losses, actually, to Grixis, Dragons, and also Jeskai Control, came at the hands of Niv Mizzet, and while it felt like we had a pretty good matchup against Control, with all of our discard, our counters, like we're set up to beat that matchup, Niv Mizzet in specific is the card that we just really had a difficult time answering, so that was kind of the big downside of our deck. We beat Golgari, we beat Mono Red, we beat Mono Blue Tempo with some shame scooping thrown in, so we did well, especially in non-Niv Mizzet matchups. So I think if we're looking to improve the deck, maybe more Niv Mizzet answers is the way to go. I think in our main deck, the challenge is all we have is Cast Down, which is a really good removal spell for the deck, but it doesn't hit Niv Mizzet, so that's kind of a drawback. We don't have an easy way to get it off the battlefield, and our normal way of dealing with annoying creatures like that is using stuff like Night Veil Predator to just trade in combat and keep our opponent from really gaining advantage. The thing with Niv Mizzet is, though, it just sits out there and wins the game without attacking. Like, just casting spells, pinging down all of our creatures, which are pretty small, that is pretty problematic. So I feel like finding a way to be better against Niv Mizzet might go a long way, or maybe we just ran into more Niv Mizzet decks than you would think, but the deck felt pretty good, and I feel like we didn't draw favorable wins as much as I would have liked. Our best games with the deck are ones where we just like play a 1-drop, play a favorable win, sort of curve out and crush our opponent on the tempo plan, but we had a lot of wins where we did it the hard, old-fashioned way, where we're just beating down with 1-power creatures, trying to make a go of it that way, and we're still able to pick up wins. So I feel like our sample of matches was a little bit odd in that sense. We ran into a lot of Niv Mizzets, and we didn't draw a lot of favorable wins, but we were still able to post a reasonable record, even without drawing, theoretically, the best card, most important card in our deck. So Night Veil Predator was sweet. Thief of Sanity, I wish we could have went off with it more, but it's a card where we saw against like Mono Blue, if your opponent can't deal with it, they're just going to scoop the game because the advantage really is insurmountable, and it really is one of the most underrated cards in Standard. Like, the downside is, yes, it dies. The upside is it literally can win games all by itself for 3 mana, which is extremely, extremely powerful. So I feel like the deck is pretty sweet. It is incredibly cheap on Magic Online, and also worth mentioning, it's pretty cheap on Arena as well, outside of the mana base, which I don't even know what to tell you. Like, get your dual lands on Arena, I guess, but outside of the mana base, we have 0 mythics and 4 rares in Thief of Sanity, so it's a kind of a budget option there as well, especially if you sort of skimp on your mana. Play Evolving Wilds, play Submerged Boneyards. If you go that route, it does definitely weaken the deck, because our deck really wants to curve out. We want to play a 1-drop, play a favorable wins, play a 3-drop, and go from there, and play playing a bunch of tap lands hurts that, but still, I guess even with the rare lands, it's still a pretty cheap deck. We have 7 rare lands and a playset of Thief of Sanity, so it's still like 11 rares on Arena as well, discounting the sideboard. So budget friendly, anywhere in digital form, pretty powerful, really fun, cool new Ravnica card. So all around, I think the deck was pretty sweet. While fixing the Niv Mizzet problem, which I don't even know exactly how we do that. Something like Vraska's Contempt would probably be ideal, but it's really hard for the budget. Maybe we move Price of Fames into the main deck, or some more bounce effects just to go on the tempo plan, additional blink of an eyes, but some answer for Niv Mizzet would improve the deck, and the sideboard might be weighted slightly too much towards control. We have a lot of negates and duresses. It might be worth it to play some more Moment of Cravings, or find room for something like that in the sideboard to fight against aggro a little bit more, but all around, pretty happy with how the deck turned out. With some slight tuning, it can be even better, and it's ridiculously cheap, especially on Arena or Magic Online. So anyway, that's been our budget magic for this week. Dimir wins for Standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.